Hello. All right. So, welcome back. So, Libras, let's go ahead and jump on into a storytelling. Just because the backdrop has like a more artistic rendering of the mountains and trees, I thought it would be nice if we got kind of more of an artistic impression of a story. But we'll see what we get. Libras, I had like the weirdest thing where you guys got a couple videos because they kept taking forever to process, but they were like such similar messages. So, we'll see if we get something totally different this round. But we begin with a Four of Pentacles. We have a Five of Cups. Well, holding back is definitely holding on. Someone is. It's so funny how we have this holding back energy, but then we have almost the Libra scales on this Four of Pentacles card. But this person is like hands off. They're not holding this up on their shoulders. And yet the balancing act is on their shoulders anyway. They feel like holding back is the only way to keep things balanced, possibly. And yet, this action of like refraining or not stepping forward, not saying what they want, is actually causing a lot of grief. Like this is a, something that a character carries around a memory all the time. Some kind of regret and remorse all the time. It's interesting how we have a tree of life that is not able to really grow. It's going to be stunted. The base will never get any larger than this because you notice how it's grown up through part of this whatever you call the dish part of the scales, and then over here we've got a mask that's been taken off, but they're keeping it like, okay, I won't let anything grow. I'll whatever I've revealed is as much as I'm going to reveal. I won't reveal anything else. This feels like somebody has said, I'm going to keep my secrets though, and even if at the detriment of not letting something progress, I still want to hold on to my stability, and that means I won't say any more than what I already have. Nope. This is my safety zone. This is where it must remain. The thing is, well, never mind. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say anything until we move forward. Page of Pentacles. Here's the thing. The words that have already been spoken, the energy that was already given, it already happened. It's all in the past. And I say that because what we have is a skeleton of a serpent and the skeleton of a bird. The skeleton of the birds are messengers. The serpent can represent truth. It can also represent a death and rebirth cycle. It's almost like a minimal effort was put out in the past. Somebody said, hey, I thought that we should try it again. I put in this much effort to try it again in the past. And that's it. And I said as much as I was willing to say. I'm not going to say any more than that. This could basically be someone who sent out like a text, and they said, if this text isn't enough to get everything rolling again, to get the ball rolling, then oh well, I'm not budging anymore. I've said as much as I'm going to. And it could have been a text of like, hey, and that was it. And they said, and I will not give more than that. That lets them know I was thinking of them, but beyond that, no, I will say nothing more. Well, then why are they committing to something? Tell me about the Five of Cups. They're committing to something that makes them unhappy. Why would we commit to unhappiness? This says Nine of Cups, Ace of Cups. This says, what do you mean? I'm not. Then why is the Five of Cups here? That they is somebody lying to themselves saying, no, what do you mean? I put in effort and it didn't happen. That's okay. Onward I go. Yet they drag around in the ether this permanent unhappiness, but like by daylight, it's like, are you kidding? Everything is wonderful. Everything is wonderful. If you have to say the word wonderful in that pitch and tone, we know that ain't true. That's somebody fronting. Okay, what on earth is this all about? Why do we get so much discord between those cards? 10 of Cups sideways. This almost looks like this person says, because I put in effort, something didn't go well, doesn't matter. I'll have a 10 of Cups at some point in time. Until then, I'm going to fake it till I make it. But what about the Five of Cups? that they carry around up here in the ether. This is like in their private moments, somebody goes and their mind goes, oh God, I'm so heartbroken. But it's wonderful. It's like, yikes, that's a little bit two-faced to, it's good to think positive for sure, but it's like somebody is trying to dismiss a real sorrow instead of dealing with it. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Two of Wands. Oh, so this is somebody who says, it's fine. It's so fine. I mean, there's so many wonderful choices. There's a Queen of Wands. There's a Queen of Cups. There's people that are interested in me, and I can just go ahead and choose somebody else. Really? Then why do we see a completely different version of their life in this parallel universe, which is kind of the best way to describe this whole story? Here we have somebody acting a certain way but carrying around this memory. We have somebody saying they're super happy when they're not. It keeps feeling like somebody is living out their life in a parallel universe, trying to pretend that it's all good. They probably do have other options around them, great options, wonderful people that are interested in them, and they say, yeah, I have choices, but there's always this other third choice, right? Because really, the Two of Wands is like a fork in the road, but the fork in the road is not just right or left. There's also the original road that we traveled from. We could turn around and go right back down that road as well. What I feel like is somebody's trying to convince themselves that whatever minimal effort they put into trying to fix something with the Libra, and if the Libra didn't like snatch it up and go like, oh, thank you, your very minimal effort was just wonderful, absolutely, all is forgiven, we'll start from scratch. They said, well, Libra didn't want that. They didn't seem to respond to my very minimal effort and tell me that that was plenty. So it's fine. I've moved on. And there's all these wonderful people for me to choose from. Then why aren't they choosing somebody? Because the Two of Wands says they just can't seem to make a decision. That's because there's this parallel universe. There's this other side. There's this, like, I almost feel like this person is flooded with deja vu moments. Like they think they see Libra over their corner of their shoulder all the time. They're constantly. It's really hard to pretend something is over and you're good and you're done when you're actually forcing yourself to hold back. If it's done and over, you don't have to do the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is the active miser card. You're hoarding emotion. You're holding back on purpose. It takes effort. If we really didn't care, we would be releasing it. That Four of Pentacles would have been in the reverse. It would have been like, oh, I'm totally letting go of this. I don't even think about it anymore. But instead, they pour all their energy into thinking about how they're not going to put any more effort in. They put in plenty in the past. Remember, I don't care about this. And every day they have to remind themselves, see, I don't care about this. I'm super happy. Everything's wonderful. Okay, I think we get the picture. So what now? Hanged Man, Five of Swords. Oh man, this person is stubborn as hell. They're delaying getting with somebody else because they don't want somebody else, but they will not budge and reach back out. So they find reasons to delay. They find reasons that they just can't seem to make choices between all those other fabulous options that are out there. So they don't want the other options, but they are so stubborn with that Five of Swords. Why do they think that minimal effort should have been enough? Let me ask that question. We have got Three of Cups in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles upright. They're saying, I never cheated. I wasn't chasing other people around. I was trying to reach out to Libra and slowly, communicate and see if things could be fixed. I put in minimal effort, but it was because, I needed to start with just a little text. And then after that, some texting maybe for a week or 7 days or so. Then we could have talked a little bit more and then eventually could have worked up to the point of like, hey, I'd like to see you again. It feels like they thought it should be slow. They should start with some little tiny breadcrumb and then lead the Libra to their back into their world. Why? Why is this the only way they can see to do it? You notice that The head is open, the skull is open. We have like a ballerina dancing. It's like this is the way this person's mind spins. They can't help it. This is the way they think it should be done. But why do they think that that was supposed to be the way it goes? Justice sideways. Because Libra has to show me equal intention. I would put out that little tiny bit of effort, and then they should match me. They have to do it too. This has to be a two-way street. This is about logic and heart. You notice how there's like 4 different hands here. There's this little tiny dude who's like walking down here at the foot. It just feels over and over like they needed Libra to make them feel important. It was a very big thing in their mind that they put out any effort, and now Libra needed to match them. Well, apparently, let's see, on the Libra's side, how did they feel about that? I mean, because to me, this looks like the Libra's like, they didn't do enough. I'm not matching, such an insignificant amount of effort is what it seems like, but that's just from their perception. Oh, Libra's side says, liar, liar, pants on fire. 7 of Swords, Libra's side says, that person was full of crap and I know it. What were they full of crap over, Libra? My doggy is over here groaning at me. I'm going to have to take him out for a little walk before I can do any more zodiacs after this. We got a Page of Cups. We got the 3 of Coins. Libra says they were lying. They wanted to cooperate and collaborate, but with the smallest amount of effort ever. But Libra's also saying they're lying about wanting to collaborate. What? Well, it's one or the other. I'm sorry. I should make that clear. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, Libra says no, they didn't. They didn't want that. They wanted me to welcome them in with open arms. They wanted me to be the stable one, makes them feel secure, makes them feel safe. It's a lie. They weren't reaching out to try to say that they were sorry in any way, shape, or form. They wanted me to leap up and say, oh, come back to me. So proud to see you. So happy to see you. Let me give and give and give and give and give and make you feel safe and secure. That's Libra says it's a lie. They weren't trying to give equally. They wanted me to give everything. They weren't coming in to say sorry. They were coming in to tell me that I'll give it grain and then you open the floodgates for me and let me come back. That's Libra's perception of this. I was supposed to just give them everything, make them feel loved, secure, safe, cook them a dinner, and Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. And to hell with that. This is not happening. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Libra says they are not ready to come back to me if that's what their expectation is. If that's how they think that this thing shakes out, that's not going to happen that way. I'm not going to be this servant of, hospitality and goodwill to them when they come in. They're tripping if they think that's how that's going to go. So they can't come into my world if that's how they think that this works out. They haven't matured enough to be with me yet if that's how they think this is going to play out. Okay, Libra's, woo! Libra's laying it down. So instead, how's Libra? 10 of Cups, Lovers. Is Libra actively saying, there's other amazing people out there. There's another better lover for me out there. Maybe there's a Gemini that I want to get with. Maybe there's, maybe I haven't met this person yet, but I believe in love for me. I believe that there's somebody that would give me equal. Certainly someone who would give me more than one tiny crusty crouton and then expect me to bake him a loaf of bread and in return, like, no, that's not going to be how that goes. I want a 10 of Cups. I want somebody who gives me their all and I give my all to them. I want to meet them 50-50. I want someone who we jump into each other's arms, not somebody who stands there and says, and now I'm supposed to go run after them with my arms open. Like that's not gonna fly. So they're after their own happiness now. Libra is. 5 of Swords, and they seem to be blocking this person pretty significantly. Like I'm not dealing with them anymore. I'm not even thinking about them anymore. They didn't show up right. 4 of Swords, 5 of Coins. It's weird though, because I think Libra can hear their wings flapping against the outside of their window. Like, yeah, I know. I can hear you trying to get in. I'm laying here quiet, healing, trying to manifest happiness for myself. And I know you're out there peering in the windows a little bit. To me, that peering in the windows card is very much like the wherever that Five of Cups went, where they're like acting like everything's good, but then they perpetually are holding on to that little bubble, that thought bubble all the time. It's like they drag around this bond that they still feel to the Libra while trying to press it down and deny it all the time. And it's like Libra's aware that they're out there right on the other side of that glass window, out there in the cold, wishing Libra would just welcome them back in. But again, that's the whole problem. Libra's like, you did almost nothing to try to reconnect with me, and you're still out there hovering, still wanting me to give you this huge invite. They're not getting the lesson. They're not getting the memo. What's the universe got to say about this? Just to be fair, right? Let's just try to be really fair. Six of Sacred Circles. The universe does say that, especially when things have been on this cold and frozen tundra, if we want this tree of life, we both have to meet at the same place for that Six of Pentacles. This is equal give and take, especially when there's been a big barren landscape. Now, at this point, we only see one set of footsteps. And we could say, to be super fair, we could say they maybe did put a little crouton breadcrumb out there. That was them showing up. And the Libra said, it's not enough to thaw out how cold I feel. And that just, it's, if they aren't doing enough where Libra says, now I feel like it can thaw things out and this tree of life can grow between us again, then it's simply not enough. It's the evaluation of how much is it going to take to thaw out this frozen tundra between them. Well, they both have to want it equally, and they both have to approach it in an equal energy. Because right now, the only thing that's equal is how ice cold this situation is. But it's just weird because there's this set of footprints, but if you look, they've been zigzagging out here all this time. Let me get one more here. Because I feel like this person, that's again the equivalent of them like flapping their wings on, like a bird trying to, get into a building. Just a minute, baby. Almost done. With the Princess of Sacred Circles, again, this is the Page of Pentacles. It is saying, though, they did make an effort. They put out something, and that was their attempt. And they did want to change the circumstances. It is the Libra that doesn't want to meet them in this little hut of cooperation. So in this storyline, this is not to say it's good or bad. It simply is right now in this story, it is the person that rejected the individual's breadcrumb is the one who is making the determination that says it's not enough. It's not enough. And that's okay, as long as that's really what they mean, right? If the character says, I don't care, that's not enough. I want more than that. I deserve more than that. This character has every right to say that. But with this storyline, it is just saying, but that was their attempt. That was the way they tried. And if they try again, they may try in almost exactly the same way. They're determined that they won't, but it does say that that was kind of the only way this person was going to attempt. Always something really, really small. And if that's just not what the Libra wants, then let it go, right? But on the other hand, that was them trying for whatever it's worth, right? This might just say that these characters are not well matched. These characters are not, they wouldn't make each other happy because they don't see it the same way, or they aren't able to, give to each other the way they want to be given to. And that's fine. It's just, that's what we got on this one, is that was their attempt. However insignificant it may have seemed, what they wanted was to actually really open up a doorway so that they could give, even though the Libra said, no, they don't. This actually says, yes, they did. So again, it just says that this maybe isn't enough, I don't know. I'm not going to say that's melancholy because I think if anything, if it's not enough, it's not enough. You know, who's to say just because that's how that character operates doesn't mean Libra has to like it, doesn't mean it has to be okay, doesn't mean Libra has to say, okay, sure, this is great then. That's all you're going to give me. I'll just say that has to be enough. If it's not, it's not. Um, but it is interesting to see that that really was their attempt at starting something to then build it and to really get back into a connection with Libra. That was their best attempt. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. It's thought provoking. Whether or not it's, particularly happy, I don't know. But they're not always particularly happy. Sometimes they're just thought provoking. As always, they are fictional. If you guys do enjoy my fictional storytelling, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for supporting my free content by giving it a thumbs up. So thank you guys very much. I must go attend to my baby dog right now. He's been very patient, and I'll be back in probably about a half hour or so with a few more. All right, you guys, take care. Bye. Aries.